Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman in advanced talks for a July pay-per-view? For real? Let's talk about that, shall we? What up, guys? Fight Fiend Migs here, coming at you with another video. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you're joining me for the first time, once more, I'm Fight Fiend Migs. I released an introduction video a couple of weeks ago that you can watch up here. Basically, that went over the point of my videos, why I'm here, the point of my channel. And that's basically to talk about both MMA and boxing. So the video that I released after that had to do with MMA, which can be seen up here. So I figured I'll do a video now for boxing. As I mentioned in my intro, Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao are in advanced talks for a July 13th pay-per-view, which actually news broke on Monday, and that was April 1st. So April Fool's Day. That's the first thing that I thought of when I read that, and I thought, I don't know. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Sean Porter announced that he will be fighting Errol Spence in a title unification bout. So considering the whole thing that happened with Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence after Errol Spence defeated Mikey Garcia last month, we were kind of led to believe that Manny Pacquiao would be Errol Spence Jr.'s next opponent. Well, after I read that announcement with Sean Porter and Errol Spence, I thought, okay, well, I guess Manny's out of the picture. Until this past Monday, when I read the news that Thurman and Pacquiao are in advanced talks for a July 13th pay-per-view. So this is an intriguing bout for a few different reasons. First, Manny's 40, which is kind of a big deal. There aren't many 40-year-olds actively fighting right now. Well, as a matter of fact, there's one here over my shoulder with Daniel Cormier. But he's in the welterweight division, and the welterweight division is probably one of the most talent-packed divisions out there. Realistically, a 40-year-old in that welterweight division probably doesn't stand a very good chance. Now, he is fighting Keith Thurman, and Keith Thurman didn't look that great in his last bout with Josecito Lopez. As a matter of fact, in the 7th round, he got stunned badly, and he was backpedaling. Should he get caught with something like that, but Manny, there's a pretty good chance that Manny would finish the job. So that kind of made things a little bit more intriguing, and I guess evens the playing field a little bit more. Nothing has been finalized yet, so nothing is set in stone. So we can't, count our chickens before they hatch, so to speak. But according to one of my favorite boxing websites, badlefthook.com, they did use the term in advance talks, which basically means they're pretty close to finalizing the deal. It hasn't been set yet, but they're pretty close, and there's a pretty good chance that it's going to happen. Unless, some fluke, barring some fluke, we're pretty much guaranteed a fight between these two gentlemen come July. Now, I'm kind of hesitant to give an early prediction just because there is still so much time between now and the potential fight. But just to give you guys an insight, I'm kind of leaning towards Thurman, basically based on youth, really. I kind of get the feeling that he's going to be able to keep or earn Manny's respect in that ring with his power. He's going to be able to keep him honest, Manny, I mean, and he's going to be able to kind of keep him at a distance and not allow Manny to come in as reckless as he normally does. So as I mentioned earlier, what makes this fight so intriguing is how they've looked recently, each fighter. And there's this old saying in boxing, and I think in the fight game in general, that you're only as good as your last fight. Well, we saw Keith Thurman get badly stunned against Josecito Lopez, who isn't really known as a heavy hitter and frankly probably doesn't belong in the welterweight division. And then we saw Manny Pacquiao pretty much handle and own Adrian Broner. Yeah, granted, it was Adrian Broner, and he rarely counterpunches anymore. But regardless, he was able to stun Broner and pretty much handle him and really had no problem with him whatsoever. So considering how good Manny looked and considering how not so great Thurman looked, that kind of adds a little bit more spice to this fight, and I'm pretty intrigued to find out what's gonna go down. And if you guys have your predictions as well, and you want to let me know, of course, by all means, put them in the comment section. I'll definitely read them, however many or few there are. But personally speaking, I'm pretty excited, and I kind of tentatively went with Thurman on my prediction. But I'm always intrigued and interested in what you guys have to say, whether or not you guys are excited for the fight overall, whatever you feel like saying. I am going to do my best to read the comments, so please do so. And in closing, I want to say thank you so much much, of course, for joining me. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so by hitting that subscribe button, and of course hitting that bell to get notifications whenever a video is released. In addition to that, please consider following me on Instagram at Fight Fiend Migs, which is also the name of this channel, of course. So that's it, guys. Have yourselves a good night, and I will see you guys on the next video.